right, welcome to another episode of the Dragon's Tome, episode 55, Dragon Magazine 55. I am your host, Chopper, today, and as always, we got our two fabulous co-hosts, Rob and Jack.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
So far, so good. How about yourself?
I'm all right.
You, Rob?
Pleasantries.
Pleasantries. Exchanges. Exclamation point.
He was programmed to understand pleasantries must be exchanged, but not how to do it.
Query. So how is our magazine cover looking?
It's a Slime by Errol Otis.
Is it a slime? I thought it was like some kind of weird carrion worm or something.
It could be. He's got suckers all over him.
But I'm trying to figure out what this jester's doing. Is he like a used car salesman? Is like, you too could have this.
Right. Hey, for the low price of...
Or maybe he's just like, I told you I'd bring you to the little monster. The guy's like, oh, crap.
Ooh.
It is, Errol Otis is a famous artist for Dragon, so I don't know if this is the first time we've seen him, but he definitely makes his presence known amongst Dragon magazines.
He does, for sure. Because, again, as Jack will say, covers are starting to look like the covers we knew when we were growing up.
Yes, this is classic. There's a classic style, there's no doubt that in the time we've been doing this show, have progressed from, a college student from Des Moines, Iowa, made something and sent it in. No, nothing wrong with that. But now we're starting to see, like, artists.
Yes. I will say that old Otis really did make this confusing for me because not only is the gesture, I can't tell if he's trying to sell this beast to the guy, but the guy doesn't look scared. He looks like, oh, this is great. This is just what I've been looking for.
Yeah, a little bit. It's supposed to be shocked, I guess, but he looks a little smiley.
Like he's happy. Like, yes, finally, I got it. Finishing off my collection.
Yeah.
It's a good cover if you can interpret it in a bunch of different ways, and they all make sense.
So, we're in November now, right?
Yes, November 81.
November of 1981, for those of you who are listening and trying to keep track of where you're at. Think back when. Use the way back machine if you need to.
I assume most people are either not alive yet or babies.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, God, and we're still $3 again.
There's another module in this one.
Yes, but this one just says new D&D adventure. And then our good friend back from the beginnings of the Dragon magazine, Gardner Fox, is back.
Yeah, or more writings.
So there's just a lot of writings in this one.
There is a lot of writings.
So, all right, well, let's move on then. Let's head to our staple of the Dragon Rumbles.
Oh, look at the ad on the second page. Oh, we shouldn't talk about
it. We should not.
We're not at the ads. We talked about it last time.
Let's move along.
That caused us lots of consternation and probably a banning from YouTube. So,
Dragon Rumbles, it's good old Jake Jaquette. Pretty much it's just saying D&D's in the Sears catalog. Remember the Sears catalog as a kid? Oh, it's the Christmas catalog. You say it's in there.
The one you would circle everything you needed.
It was always like a tome. It was huge. And it was so exciting when it came in.
Amazon before there was Amazon.
Pretty much, yeah.
True.
But so D&D's in there, and also electronic adventure game. We've seen the ads for ads on TV for it, so it's hitting the big time. We're getting some real.
Yeah, they talk about that Labyrinth game that I almost bought. Remember?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the electronic adventure game is the one you almost
from
bought.
Mattel.
Right?
Yeah, that's the one I almost bought at Games Plus.
Yeah, you never did buy it, eh?
Well, it never came back from Gen Con.
Oh, did they sell it?
I think so.
Also, he compares D&D to the Beatles, so I'm not sure about that. Maybe. Like, you think it's a silly comparison, but they are the Beatles of the game industry, I would say. Role-playing game industry, D&D?
Maybe.
I don't think so. Wow, who else would be the Beatles? The biggest thing. D&D is definitely the biggest thing in RPGs.
I guess if you are constrained to, you have to go with his assumption that there is a correlation between the Beatles and a role playing game, which already you've lost me. If you have,
I can't put the two and two together.
there's no. I can't abide by this this false narrative.
Well, I think now it could be compared because they're both ancient history, but then I think that's being a little presumptuous. So, I think in hindsight he's correct, but at the time he's being a bit,
Well, this is right around the time when Lennon got shot too, right? Or was that in '80 he got shot?
Yeah, I think he was shot in '80. Yeah, it was early.
Yeah, so he's already dead at this point.
Are they saying Gygax is about to die? Is that what he's trying to imply?
No, I think he's trying to really say that Paul McCartney is really dead at Sgt. Pepper's.
Paul is dead.
Yeah.
We heard it.
So.
Backbasking. Okay, that's all Dragon Rumbles. Enough of this shenanigans.
So no shenanigans. All right, Jack, where are we going to next?
Oh, okay. My first, we're going to go to page 8. We're going to not go too far. Is this an ad?
No.
Technically, no. It is the opposite. It is Ed Greenwood taking having had a look at the new Fiend Folio and his takeaways from it. Followed up by the observations of someone named Alan Zumwalt, who also, and both of them, I'm not going to say heavily criticize, but it's not
Greenwood heavily
fanfare.
criticizes.
Yeah, he's not
my
a
comment
super
on this
big
is
fan of it.
Ed shits on Fiend Folio. That's my takeaway.
Okay. So
my notes say the same thing.
Okay, so then we all know what's on this on the page here, and we all kind of must have had a takeaway. So consensus. I had the Fiend Folio. I think we've all known what's inside of it. Agree? Disagree? Is Ed Greenwood?
I think he's overly critical. Yeah,
I think he's overly critical. I disagree with him because it brought something new. Because all we had was the Monster Manual, and if you were like me, you read that thing like baseball cards, like you're remembering baseball stats.
Yeah. Well,
so it was good to have something new that not everyone you played D&D with knew.
And I think
we had the Fiend Folio.
We look at it like an overview, like, oh, it's new monsters, awesome. Where he's looking at he says it's not a consistent tone. It doesn't adhere to AD&D rules, and like it's real in-depth stuff. Like he's really picking it apart in depth. I do mention that. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say that there's a monster in it called the Son of Caius, and that's where the band got their name. That's where Caius got their name. It's from this Fiend Folio. So without the Fiend Folio, we wouldn't have Caius. So right there it makes
that's
it great.
true.
And Queens of the Stone Age by just
next step over.
He does also make a disparaging comment that the Underdark must be overcrowded with creatures. Then, like population control needs to be done.
There's a lot of talk about the naming conventions and stuff like that, and I don't subscribe to much of it, but I guess at the time. You can't argue it's Ed Greenwood, so
I can in this case.
Oh,
sure.
Okay. Well,
and then
that's my
that Zumble guy.
Do you agree with him, Jack? You didn't say if you disagreed or agreed with him.
I look back at it with fond memories, so I find it very hard to agree that that the tone isn't there or that it's different. And I thought by choice that they decided to go in wild different. But
I didn't know most of the monsters came from White Dwarf. I didn't know that's where it came from.
Yeah, the Fiend Folio is all comes from TSR UK.
Yeah, it's. Well, I think
this is their first public.
It was independent originally.
Publication. Yeah, and this was their first publication.
There was like they said, there's some legal wrangling. Like I think they were going to put it out, and TSR's like, you can't do that. And then they kind of made a deal that became TSR UK kind of thing. Because it said it was made like 2 years ago. Like it's been sitting on the shelf for a long time. So I think they had to work out a deal to get it out. So that's another reason that it's well, I think that's the apologies by Turnbull. He says that's why a lot of the things are out of date, is because it was so much. He's the editor of the book, and he says it took so long to come out. And he said he left some stuff vague for imagination. So he kind of tries to apologize for it. And he did as always, the end result is some stuff isn't for everyone. That's kind of like the default response to all these things. It's just not for everyone.
And I think that's a valuable takeaway, is that not everything is near to the target demographic, nor does it have to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For sure.
And then Zumwalt, he goes, did you see on Zumwalt, he went on some kind of rant about using Asian names for Asian dragons? Like, it was like weird.
Yeah.
It was an odd argument.
All right. So then let's move on to my little article on page 15. I'm sorry, page 14.
Dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
Oh, that was mine.
Oh, sorry. I dug this article. Mainly because if you wanted to make your own D&D world up, a la Land of the Lost, this is what you would need to help you make that come together.
And it's an improvement on the old dinosaurs from the Monster Manual, which weren't very in depth.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But if you're, with the absence of Sleestacks, you had all the other things you need to make a land of the Lost. I mean, I think it'd be kind of a nice little side adventure for your own parties. They get sucked down some kind of whirlpool, and they end up in a dinosaur-filled land, and then they have to
the center of the earth or Savage Land kind of thing. Yeah, something like that.
This is a nice. This article gives you the meats, the meats and the bones to put something together for a offshoot campaign, maybe, or side venture.
It's dinosaurs. There's not a kid alive that at least didn't get a little enamored with them.
Oh, right.
Boys, girls, I've seen kids just go hog wild over dinosaurs. So
I guess that's the rub, right? It is dinosaurs, and you can't hate it, or else we wouldn't have 5 Jurassic Park movies.
You can't hate it. But this does do a good job. I enjoyed reading this article based on just the fact that there's dinosaurs, and
they don't have feathers though.
Ooh.
I like how it's a new theories for old monsters, and they're still wrong.
Well, that's science. That's science for you.
Yep. Always progressive.
And it is a ton of dinosaurs too. This article goes ham on the dinosaurs.
And crazy names.
Yeah, they're all over the place. And they like to, I think they even divided up into carnivorous and herbivores.
Other than more, there's anthropods, there's hadrosaurus. It's like
the pterosaurs. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was very a very in depth. Probably, if you were planning to put dinosaurs in your campaign at some point, you'd be like tapping out. I can't fit another. I can't do it.
Yeah.
What it needs is a random dinosaur list. So when you're just random encounters in a
oh yeah. World. So if you do need a random encounter, that's a good one. So
I guess it's easy enough. You just count them all and then just roll.
Yeah.
But random. If you were pulling these shenanigans as a DM, and you wouldn't start with like a Stegosaurus or a Triceratops, because the players would know.
No,
start with like a iguanodon or something.
Something smaller than you hit them with the big monster.
But something that they wouldn't know exactly what was going on at first. Oh, a lizard creature. Okay, I guess so.
Yeah, and especially in D&D realm, it'd be like, oh, whatever. That's just another lizard monster. There's enough.
And then the next thing you know, it's like, oh my god! And then the fear sets in. There's gonna be a T-Rex. There's gotta be.
T-Rex is the big boss.
Or an
Yep.
Allosaurus.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was mine, Dinosaurs. A nice little article. And then we go back up top to Mr. Harper.
We just scroll down to page 19. It's the Sorcerer's Scroll. Gygax is back.
Oh, that's mine.
I think there's slim pickings this one, I think, but
Yeah.
this is the return of Gygax for the Sorcerer's Scroll. He hasn't been around for like years, and he first starts out by explaining why Temple Elemental Evil is so far behind schedule, which we know eventually comes out, but I guess it's a running joke now how long it's going to take to come out. He adds Rob Newts to help with Greyhawk, which also we see the new box set of Greyhawk's going to be coming out. We had because I think the original one was just a book, right? And then it comes to the box set.
Yes, then you get the big map with the map and everything.
Yeah.
But I, since I also read this article, I'm liking the fleshing of Greyhawk. So when we first started playing AD&D, my cousin used Greyhawk as his campaign setting. And I actually like the Greyhawk setting. I actually read the Gord books that Gary Gygax wrote. I think Wizards of the Coast put them out even. But he's got a series of books by a character named Gord, I guess, which was his name of his thief in this campaign. And they were actually fairly decent good books.
Really? I'd never even heard of them.
I think I had like
Gord the Rogue, Gord.
I don't know if I ever read any of them, but I knew of them. Maybe read maybe one of them. He also mentions that the Greyhawk Mass Battle game is on the back burner, never to be seen. I don't think remember we were talking to how we'd never heard of this Mass Battle game. Well, I think there's a reason. It never happened.
It never happened.
And yeah, it goes into much detail on the races of Greyhawk, which he goes over the slight differences of all the different races in the.
Yeah, we're also getting very close to where he gets outs.
Are we already?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's like 85 or something.
Yeah, he gets outs in 85, but he gets sent to... He starts... This is around the time when he goes to Hollywood, I think, and heads that D&D media or TSR media and gets the cartoon.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we hear some of that stuff. It's interesting to see the history of it anyways. But that's about it I have to say about this one. Gygax is back, and he's not crazy. Like he didn't go off on a rant on some random person in this one. So
Not yet, at least.
Maybe he's toned down. Maybe he's relaxed a bit. Now that he's a millionaire, probably at this point.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, Jack, you got another one?
I do not. I am tapped out.
All right. Well, then I will go to my next one. Since the Greyhawk was my second one. Let's go to page 67.
Oh, going right past the module.
Yeah. That is correct. This is Universe. This is a review of a game that I don't remember. But after reading the review, it seemed like it might have been a nice sci-fi alternative RPG. As I was reading the review, and I was thinking, wow, why is this game not around? Because then we'd have another sci-fi RPG other than Starfinder.
Yeah, it's SPI, so they're never super popular.
Because the other one was, the only other true sci-fi game that's been around this long is Traveler.
It travels around in two different versions at the current time.
Yeah, it's still around. But the kicker line in this review is that Universe is superior to Traveler. And then in my notes I said, but Traveler's still around.
Yeah. I think we know what the winner is. Hey, you got Gamma World. That's kind of a sci-fi, but it's not hard sci-fi like Traveler is. I assume this is more hard sci-fi.
Yeah, this is more hard sci-fi. And then, they did try to put out their own sci-fi game with the Star Frontiers. And, of course, they tried to bring that back, and we all know how that turned out.
It's still in the process of turning out poorly.
Yeah. But, as I read the review, it seemed like this would have been a nice role-playing game if it would have stuck around.
It's a nice box.
This may
looks nice.
this may be a Betamax VHS situation where this was
Exactly.
a fine game, and probably if it hadn't have been for some, some twists of fate, would have been a staple. We'd have been playing version 8 right now.
So,
Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't think SPI lasts much longer either. So that might be an issue. They probably didn't have a chance to have further versions because I'm pretty sure they go the way of the doo-doo.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to pick this up, Pat. You got to find. Imagine, I bet this is probably really hard to find.
Yeah,
only
this
one
is
one version. Yeah, I bet this is like one of those rare gems. And yeah,
I'll look and see if it doesn't cost me, if it's more than $9 and less than $90, I might be able to get it.
Well, I'd hope it was less than $9. That's not.
All right. How about you, Rob? Do you have another one?
No, I don't have any more. I just do want to mention that that module is it's a second place winner of the D&D basic D&D competition. So it's for basic.
Does it have a name?
Interest. It's called the Creature of Ryle.
Creature something, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. It's a second place winner.
Yeah. And I used to enjoy the modules that came out of these things. I know we had a big debate on it last time.
Well, the person complained about how crap they were. I've never actually played one. But yeah, this one's, it's funny that it's for basic D&D, though. They've still got some stuff happening for that. So
For sure.
There's some nice maps in it, at least. You could very at least use the maps. There's some really nice dungeon maps.
Yeah, they are the dungeon maps that you know and love from the game. Like that, just looking at them, the nostalgia is like, oh yeah, with the cross hatching.
Yeah, the outside. Yeah, that's always funny.
Yeah,
they are nice.
All right, so let's start with the ads. Who started this off? Rob, what did you got? Let's do Jack. Jack, show us what ads you got.
I got nothing.
I got nothing either. So
no ads.
Nope. No, not even an ad.
Oh, I got one.
Okay, what page?
We're going to page 79.
With the calendar?
It's the start of the D&D calendars that you saw everywhere around Christmas time in the malls.
Well, this isn't the start. We had calendars before, but this is the 82 version.
Yeah, I didn't see the one for 81s, but this is where you start seeing
maybe it didn't
everywhere.
have a nice full color ad like this, but we definitely had calendars before.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it has
$7.
Ooh. $7 for a calendar.
These. That seems expensive back then.
Yeah, just thinking back, but I don't know.
Dean Morrissey, Phil Folio, John Barnes, Clyde Caldwell, and James Holloway.
I guess you got to pay. You got to pay the artists, and if that's $7 is what it takes, that's what it takes.
Plus, it's full color, so that probably costs quite a bit. Small batch, full color. Nowadays, you can get this done from some company for the whole set of thousands of them for like $12. So.
Each day is filled to the brim with writing. What the heck is going to be on a dragon calendar?
It's little tidbits. Like it says right here. On this day in 1974, Dungeons & Dragons fantasy adventure game was first published. So I think it's all different things.
It's things that happen in
quiz. What do they call those?
At least these are not just these are Dungeons and Dragons calendars.
That's true. Oh, that's right. We know. You're right. We were Dragon Magazine. These are Dragon Magazine ones. These aren't TSR ones. Yeah, you're right.
These are TSR ones.
No, they're Dragon Magazine. It says at the bottom. Dragon Publishing, a division of TSR, but it's Dragon Publishing. Yeah. So we have had these before. But it's good old calendar.
All right. Well, then since no one else has ads, I guess we could wrap this short episode up.
Yeah, it was
we could put it to bed. Unfortunately, when you get that Garner Fox, I never could get into his story. Yeah. Mainly because he was the guy that did the Petal Throne. right?
Oh,
No, I don't. No, he was somebody. The Gardner Fox is a famous writer. Like he's a famous fantasy writer.
Yeah, like I couldn't get into his stuff. So when you have a piece of fiction that takes up a lot of this magazine,
Plus the dinosaurs took up quite a bit. Plus the module took up so there wasn't much other stuff. So
even the Fiend Folio discussion was like 4 full pages plus some. So it's there wasn't much to go on.
I don't you think any of the Dragon's Mirth was actually funny this time. So unfortunately,
no, there's some bad ones in there.
Yeah.
Eventually, I have seen them and went.
Yeah, there's been a few that I've chuckled at, but not so far.
A sensible chuckle, but no, these ones were horrendous. So,
all right. Well then, guys, I don't know what else to say.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, and for the Dragon's Tome, I've been your host, Chopper.
And I'm Jack.
And come to Facebook too, because we're putting more stuff on our Facebook page. Pat put a lot of his travel log on there, and we've has some more stuff on there. So
I went to D&D Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we've talked about that already. Come on.
Yeah.
So follow our affiliate link too. If you buy anything on DriveThruRPG, the link is in the notes here. So please, we get a little kickback. It's always nice. I think we've made $1 so far, guys.
Ooh. That's all we need.
Nice.
It's just $1.
We're on the way.
All right.
I've been rough.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next week with episode 56.
56.
Bye-bye.